Well, Rockstars, we're back in Pokemon Red, and we need to make our way to the Cerulean Gym. So we just beat Brock last time, right? Before we head to the next area, let's actually pick up some more Pokeballs, because that could be useful. A Pokeball, let's go ahead and get another 5 of them. That's pretty solid, in my opinion. And then we can go ahead and pick up 2 potions as well. That will be decent. And now we can make our way to, because we have to get to Mount Moon, Dark Tunnel. I always forget the actual name of it. Our Pikachu is going to be a good Pokemon for the early game, so let's get him some up levels. So we'll put him up front. And enter into battle. Hey, we did meet in Viridian Forest, even though I don't remember which trainer you were. Bug Catcher wants to fight. I mean, we can fight. I don't have a great setup for this. Oh, level 10. Yeah, that's really not great for us. Let's actually do some switching then. I guess Squishy will get some battle time. I didn't think they'd be quite 10, but I guess that makes sense. We just had 10 and 14 at the gym. It's okay, Squishy, you got this. String shot and tackle's all they have, and they miss. Nice, but they're already faster than us, so it really doesn't matter. That is a critical hit. Ow. We definitely need a leer to lower their defenses. Otherwise, we aren't going to be doing any damage to them. More leers we get off to, the more likely that we might be able to one-shot them with our Pikachu, which would be very, very nice. The only downside of that plan is if Pikachu doesn't survive a single attack, which would kind of dampen this entire strategy that we're trying to go with. So let's get at least a tackle in here, and perfect. You use string shot again, so we can get another attack off. How much is that really gonna do now? That's a decent bit more damage. All right, let's hit a tackle this time. He's still just using string shot. I don't know why. He could finish us off real easy. I'm not gonna complain though. And ooh, I was actually curious if we would have one-shot him or finished him off there. Tackle, now he's gonna finish us off. Thunder shot, come on. Tackle, that is not good damage for us. I'm not liking that, but that should be enough to finish him off. There we go. That should be good XP because he gets all the experience that Squishy died. So we jump to level 5. That's not bad. We're gonna go out to Caterpie here and string shot him. Go ahead and poison sting us. Come on. Oh, critical hit, really? I just needed 1 off to lower his speed so we could do some setup damage. Whatever, you butthead. Fine. What can he do? Oh yeah, he only has Gust. He doesn't have tackle or anything. I guess Gust is super effective though, but I don't know. It should be super effective, but what's the is the multiplier still what, 2.2 times, 2.5 times in this version? I really don't know. Our Bulbasaur is the only one who's leveled up, but I guess that makes sense. We specifically chose him because he's really good for the first 2 gyms, and I've never run Bulbasaur in Pokemon Fire Red or Red, which I've actually never played Red. It's weird that I'm playing Red for the very first time. Well, technically second time, because the second video I'm doing on this, but first time I'm playing a full run through of Red, and it's through Minecraft and not the actual game. But then again, that's also on Nintendo. You know, you can't play the original Pokemon Red unless you either do an emulator or spend like $4 grand, because you have to buy the original game, the original console, and all this stuff, and it's all old tech, so it's just really valuable now. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I'm just really interested to see what the rest of this game is like. Like, I've played Fire Red and Fire Red Randomizer Nuzlocke 1,000 times. I've never touched Red, so, and I know there's a lot of differences about Red, but clearly there's not everything in here. He did a really good job, but I know there are some things that just like, I think I mentioned it in the first episode. In the original Pokemon Red game, I believe you have a chance to miss the actual Pokemon throwing the Pokeball to catch it. That is a completely old mechanic. That's not in any other Pokemon game. I believe that's a thing. There's Missing No, which he did get implemented in here. I believe poison damage was still outside of battle affected you here, so I don't know how well that would actually go. It's really weird. Actually, you know, a really interesting fact about, I believe, the original Pokemon Red, don't remember where I remember reading about this, but the reason we had, I think, if I'm remembering this correctly, Pokemon Mew, the original, because you couldn't capture it in Red, right? But it was always the Mew under the truck myth, and all these legendary things that were mythical about the first game, and had how to get this uncatchable, unmystical Pokemon. It wasn't supposed to be in there, if I believe correct. I'd have to refresh my information and knowledge on the story, but what I believe, there was a worker who just threw in the Pokemon into the code and whatnot secretly, and it was because it was technically a part of the game, but it wasn't. It was in the Pokedex and whatnot and everything and all that stuff, but there wasn't an actual way to catch it. He didn't spawn, he didn't appear in the game at all. So it was just this mysterious, mystical Pokemon that technically existed, but it wasn't supposed to exist. I really, really feel bad for telling that story now because I'm just gonna look it up. Okay, so the technical overview of this story was Mew was snuck into the Pokemon Red and Blue by a programmer, Shigeki Morimoto, I really hope I said that correctly, who secretly added the Pokemon to the game after the main development and debugging of the game were complete. He added Mew to the game's code to take advantage of some leftover space on the cartridge, intending for it to be distributed through later promotional events and not caught by players. However, its overall existence became a huge rumor when players discovered it through an in-game glitch, which is still possible to this day in the original game. There were no other Game Freak or Nintendo employees being aware of its presence at the time in the game, which is so cool. You know, and Mew is such a foundation for Pokemon and the lore of Pokemon and so much nowadays, you know. No, he's not the strongest battler or anything like that in the world, but you know, he has that aura about him. He was the first aura farmer, basically, I guess. Honestly though, I think our first goal should be to just straight up level up all of our Pokemon, or at least above 3 and 4, and then we can move on to those trainers because that took way too long to battle them, and the massive experience for one Pokemon was great, but it took so long to get that one Pokemon that experience that I think switch training is better in this instance for now. Alright, we've got some levels on our Pidgey and our Pikachu that should be good enough. I don't see us truly sticking with Caterpie or even Butterfree for a long time, so I'm not going to focus on leveling him up. If we end up using him, he'll get leveled up along the way anyway. So I think we just need to make some more progress in the game, and that level 11 Rattata really did some damage. Yeesh, maybe we do a little switch out. Let's go out to Pie for his sacrifice play. He'll probably just end up being our death fodder Pokemon for now, so anytime we need to switch out and sacrifice someone, yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Good old Nuzlocke playing style. So let's see. You know what? Let's continue to level up our Pikachu here instead of our Nidoran. So let's go Thunder Shakaroo. Ooh, quick attack. That's not gonna be good. And oh my god, that was a critical hit, wasn't it? No, that's not a critical hit. We hit a critical, but sheesh. I mean, we're just gonna go for it again. Oh, Tail Whip. Nice. I mean, I don't think you really need a defense drop considering all that damage you did the first time, but I ain't gonna complain because, well, I don't know what else we're gonna do. Keep using Tail Whip. I don't know why you're using Tail Whip. I don't know why. Let the AI do what its AI is gonna do. I'm just gonna please pray for the experience. And there's the last quick attack. We're definitely dead. Well, then, obviously, we're gonna give Nidoran the experience. I don't need to get Bulby up anymore, so tackle, and that should be enough to finish him off since we have no... Wow, that was still 10 damage. And we couldn't finish him off with tackle. Great. If we get a crit on us, we're screwed. Oh, we barely survived. Barely. A single crit would have wiped us out. And we missed our attack, so now he uses quick attack and kills us again. Larry, do you think you can survive a single attack for Gust, please? Oh, you used Tail Whip. Perfect. You should finally get the experience. Trying to keep my Pokemon somewhat even level, but Bulby or Bulbasaur is really high up there. He did take care of basically the entire gym on his own, so it makes sense. Ekans, this is not going to be fun. I don't know we're gonna get out of this. Oh, Rap, so we're super stuck now. That was a critical hit, Rap. Really? How many crits do you guys need? And we can't move, so we don't get the attack off. That's just great. Yeah, another critical hit. That's fantastic. And, oh yeah, I forgot. Old Rap, we can't attack, so we just die. I think that's how it works, because we got no attacks off there that entire time. Okay, Bulby, we need you to get a Leech Seed off. We need to do some damage. And great. Of course, we decide to miss the attack. Poison Sting, not going to do much to us, because do we have our poison typing? Never mind. We wouldn't be poisoned if we had a poison typing, I don't think. So now we really need our Leech Seed to counteract that poison, because we're not going to do enough damage to outpace it to kill the Ekans. So good thing we have that. Yeah, poison, but Leech Seed will counteract that. And then there's also Rap. Great. Oh, I forgot how early game moves can be such a pain. If you get poison plus a Rap, it can be bad. And we can't even attack. With the Rap, we're just stuck into nothing. So we're just taking damage this entire time. Oh my god, this is painful. This is so painful. Finally, we can attack. Would Tackle even be worth it? I mean, would Tackle or Vine Whip be worth it? We get Stab on one, but the other one's not weak. So I guess let's go with Tackle. That's probably our better bet. That's some okay damage. But we take 4 damage from both Rap and Poison every time, and we only get 1 back from Leech Seed, so we're not in a great position. And every time he uses Rap, we lose multiple attacking turns, so we're gonna need a critical hit, I think, to really come out. It's gonna be really close. We're both kind of rocking like half HP right now, and without the leech seed, we'd be really screwed. And I think we're still gonna have trouble to get through this. And I can't waste time on a growls or anything because I don't get to attack every turn or make a move every turn because of wrap. So it's best for us just to stick with tackle and hope that we can finish him off. But we're hit by poison and wrap, and we can't attack over and over again. Maybe we should get an Ekans because this is OP. Finally, a tackle, and of course we missed the attack. That's insane. Really, we're 15 minutes in. You know where we've got two trainers in 15 minutes. This is insanely slow, even for Pokemon Red or Pokemon in general. Yeah, we're definitely gonna die here. I mean, we have 6 HP. One more. We can get the tackle off, but I mean, there's the tackle. Unless it finishes him off here. Oh my god, we barely won that. If he got one more wrap and poison effect off, we would have died. Especially if they gotten a critical hit. I believe this is the last battle we have before good old Mount Moon. And can we get a Magikarp here? Was that in Pokemon Red? That is the thing, right? Because it was in Pokemon Fire Red. Fire Red is just the Gen 3 engine for Pokemon Red, the Gen 1 game. So I believe we should be able to purchase a $500 Magikarp, but I don't know if I have $500, and I don't know if I want a Magikarp. Gyarados isn't bad. Water, wait, is he water flying in this generation? And even if he was or wasn't, how was he programmed by the map maker Squishy? Was he programmed as water flying? Which is another thing we need to get into, Pokemon. Why the heck is Gyarados a water flying type? He does not deserve to be a flying type. Like, seriously. That's like how we don't have Charizard as a dragon type, because even though he was definitely the first dragon in the entirety of the game, he is the most dragon. I mean, come on. He's got the classic Dragonscape head, shaped head and everything, and yet they never updated him. They added fairy types. They made Gardevoir fairy psychic type, but no, they won't update one of their prime Pokemon. Then again, Charizard is not overpowered. He's overhyped, I would say. He's really good as a Pokemon, but he's not the ace best of the best. Maybe that would change if he became a dragon type. Maybe it would make it more viable, but then again, how would it... Wait, doesn't his evolutions... I think that's why they made him dragon types as his Mega evolutions, though, right? Because he's Mega X and Mega Y Charizard are both dragon types, right? One's just a physical attacker, one's a special attacker. I feel like it would have been... I don't know. I feel like this just... yeah, Pokemon has some weird things about it. It really does. And it just bothers me sometimes. Like, why is Gyarados a flying type? Why? He should be water dragon. Literally water dragon. That's one of those things that just doesn't make sense in Pokemon, like the fact that Oddish has a higher base attack stat than Onix, even though Onix is a giant flipping snake rock and Oddish is just a little plant. It makes no sense, but that's Pokemon for you, especially in the early days. Like, if we buy the Magikarp, what level does it come in at? Is it worth buying, or is it gonna be like level 1? Even level 5 would almost not be worth it. And I think I'd rather have a different water type Pokemon. Water is the most abundant typing in all of Pokemon, and I feel like there are other good water types. And we could get like a Dugong, a water ice, which would be good. Ooh, our first encounter here in Mount Moon. And Zubat. Do we want a Zubat? Supersonic's pretty solid. He would give us a poison flying type. We have a flying type. He's already level 7. I'm not really sure. I was really hoping to at least get to Cerulean City today, but I don't know how long this cave is gonna take us. We're 20 minutes in, and we have made basically no progress. This is quite slow. Maybe I'm just used to it being so sped up, because when I played Randomizer Nuzlocke, I held the speed up button down 24/7. So I was always playing at 5-10 times the speed of regular Pokemon games. Leech Life could be good for Zubat. You know what? Yeah, let's capture him. This one's level 8. It would give us some diversity. It would be helpful. And it's another Pokemon. I think we're rocking 5 Pokemon right now. We might as well go ahead and pick up another one. It's not like we're scrapping for Pokeballs. It's not a Nuzlocke. So let's go ahead and grab the bad boy. There we go. Zubat. Pretty solid. I don't know what to name the Zubat. I just watched Jobs with Steve Jobs, and I'm currently watching the Blackberry movie. That gives me absolutely no inspiration. I was hoping it to. You're gonna be called Bat. There we go. Bat the Zubat. So creative. That's exactly what I am. Just totally super creative. I didn't mean to battle this mister. At least I could use the experience. Bug catcher. A rock type would be pretty solid, but it's not going to help us with the next gym either, so it could be a bit iffy. Actually, it's not going to help us with the next two. No, it could be helpful for the third gym. Third gym's Thunder Gym. I was thinking we were going to fight the grass gym leader, and that's gym 4 or 5. And a Geodude or any rock type wouldn't have been helpful there. But a rock type, or like Geodudes, I think Graveler's a rock. Oh, but we can't get Golem. I don't have a way to trade. Ooh, that's kind of an issue. I hadn't thought about that. What other rock types are there in Gen 1? Obviously, there's the 3 Geodude line. There's Onix. Why can't I think of any other rock Pokemon? Specifically from Gen 1. I'm like coming to a massive blank for some reason. I'm not really sure. At least Larry's catching up. And we've got a level 15 Bulby, level 7, 8. Yeah, okay. So our team's a lot more balanced than it was. So that's really, really nice. So at least we've got that issue, you know, sort of and basically fixed. Well, we're getting closer to the end of Mount Moon. There aren't that many actual encounters that we've run into, and I've avoided a lot of the trainers just because it's been slow. Geodude just looks like a smooth ball. I want to capture him, but I think we're just going to leave it for now because I can't get a Golem. I think if we get a rock ground type, I want something else. Ooh, another item and a Moonstone. Perfect. I'm glad I didn't skip over that because, well, I could really use that for when I get Nidoking. That would be a big help. Rockstars, so it seems that I am lost in Mount Moon. It seems that I took a break because I just need to get out of my chair for a bit. I need to stretch, need to just wiggle around, move out of my chair for a bit. Went to the bathroom, got me a drink, and I've now realized I don't know which way I was going, and I know I've gone through at least 2 ladders. I'm completely lost. I don't know where I am, and I have to go to work. Meaning we are going to be trapped in Mount Moon, and that's actually a really, really disappointing ending. I've been going at this for almost, well, my raw recording is half an hour, but I know there's 15 minutes of footage that's not even recorded, so that is a bit problematic. So it seems that we're stuck here until next episode, where I'm gonna have to, in between the episodes, actually look up how to get out of Mount Moon, because I need to find what specific floor I'm on, because I have no idea, and then that way I'll know how to get out, but I forget which floor I'm on. So leave a like, comment, subscribe down below if you guys did enjoy it, and I'll see y'all next time, Rockstars. Peace.